But are you willing tonight to condemn white supremacists and militia groups and to say that they need to stand down and not add to the violence in a number of these cities, as we saw in Kenosha and as we've seen in Portland?
Sure,
are you
I'm
prepared
to
specifically
do it?
Well, go ahead,
I would say almost everything I see is from the left wing, not from the right wing.
So what are you saying?
I'm willing to do anything. I want to see peace.
Then do it, sir.
Say it. Do it. Say it. You want to call them? What do you want to call them? Give me a name. Give me a
white
name.
Supremacists and
white supremacists
and right
Proud Boys. Stand back and stand by.
Donald Trump's presidency has been marked by policies and rhetoric that perpetuate white supremacy and hateful disdain for black people. His administration has emboldened extremist views and heightened systemic racism that plagues the United States and, by proxy, the world. Trump's behavior at events like the NABJ, which is the National Association of Black Journalists Convention, underscores his dismissive attitude towards black people. His refusal to engage meaningfully with issues affecting black communities is a clear indicator of his disregard for our concerns. Voting for Trump would be a direct contradiction to the interests and well-being of black Americans.
A lot of people did not think it was appropriate for you to be here today. You have pushed false claims about some of your rivals, from Nikki Haley to former President Barack Obama, saying that they were not born in the United States, which is not true. You have told 4 congresswomen of color who were American citizens to go back to where they came from. You have used words like animal and rabid to describe black district attorneys. You've attacked black journalists, calling them a loser, saying the questions that they ask are, quote, stupid and racist. You've had dinner with a white supremacist at your Mar-a-Lago resort. So my question, sir, now that you are asking black supporters to vote for you, why should black voters trust you after you have used language like that?
His track record speaks for itself. From rolling back civil rights protections to his divisive rhetoric, his presidency has purposefully been geared to regress black progress in all areas of black existence in the U.S. and the world. For many, Kamala Harris represents a more inclusive and hopeful vision for America. Her candidacy seems to be a breath of fresh air for the U.S. image and an opportunity to restore a facade of worldwide decency in the U.S. However, black Americans must refuse to be once again overlooked by a black candidate whose black face is used within the black community for electoral gain and self-profit while overlooking our issues. Black Americans cannot be content with merely returning to a pre-Trump era. The focus should be on what Harris will do to address the long-standing issues of systemic racism and economic disparity that black communities face. We cannot vote en masse, like beasts of burden, and then simply return a status quo white supremacist system of economic poverty and systemic oppression. What is the black platform? What will black people get for quote, unquote, saving democracy? The time has come for black Americans to demand more than just symbolic representation. Reparations must be at the forefront of the black agenda. The legacy of slavery, segregation, and discriminatory policies has created an enormous wealth gap that cannot be ignored. Black people cannot once again participate in its own oppression by willfully being bamboozled into voting for a black face for fear that the Republicans will take over. This kind of fear campaign has held us back from receiving reparations for more than 100 years since slavery. Black people must understand that we have been refused reparations by both parties. Black people must understand that Democrats, no matter the circumstances, will not always be in power. Black people must understand that Project 2025 has for the most part been implemented against us for 400 years, and by refusing our reparations, it is being used against us now, albeit not overtly as the Republicans intend. Reparations are not just about financial compensation. It is about righting a 400-year wrong and the unjust systemic policies, legal and economic and otherwise, that have plagued our community until this very day. With financial wealth, black people will finally be able to put our communities in order, get on the same footing as others in this country, including newly arriving immigrants, and be able to leave the U.S. if we so choose to do so. Black people must not be afraid to demand reparations from Kamala Harris, since she represents the party that relies heavily on the black vote. Black voters hold significant power in shaping the future of this country. The 2024 election is not just about defeating Trump, It is about demanding substantive change from those who claim to represent us. Kamala Harris and the Democratic Party must be held accountable for being afraid to openly say the Democratic Party will help the black voting bloc with reparations. Voting is not an endorsement of everything a candidate represents, but it is a tool to push for the betterment of our people as well as not just using black people to help others but not ourselves. By demanding reparations and policies that address systemic inequalities, black Americans can ensure that our voices are heard and our needs are met. Win or lose. In this critical moment, complacency is not an option. Black Americans must not use our votes to secure a future where justice and equality are for others but not for us. We cannot continue to make this land better for others, without doing so for ourselves. Anything short of that would be complicity in our own continued oppression. This video will not be popular in YouTube algorithms. It may even be banned, even though what is being said in this video is 100% verifiable truth. This video may be censored by YouTube as hate speech, even though the video truthfully explains the black experience in the US. Banning this video or flagging it as hate speech is discriminatory against black content creators and black people as a whole because we cannot truthfully speak about the issues plaguing us for fear of YouTube or social media retribution, and it systematically takes away our rights of free speech. If you support this video, please like and share it for more content on black politics, geopolitics, and history.